right, folks, welcome back to the show. I am Joe Craig, host of the Joe Craig Show, where we try to keep it real and report the truth. Today we're talking about how Caucasian, white, however you want to say it, students can benefit from having somebody like me in their presence. I want to start off by suggesting that there is something that may be even more important than black students having black teachers, and that is white students having black teachers. It is very important for white students to encounter black people like me who are knowledgeable, and this was according to a teacher, and her name is Liz Dwyer, a well-respected teacher from what I'm reading here. So, Brianna, what do you think about that? Do you think a student can benefit from having a person like me teaching them?
I think, because as we were talking about before the show even started, I've had very few male teachers in my whole school career. I'm graduated now, yay-haw, 12 years. That's a long time to not have that presence.
Okay.
And another part of that is, I think, like, having a school dad is kind of important.
Aww.
Yeah. Because you have all your women teachers, and there's only so many points of view you can get from that. And I think that to be a good adult, you just need to be well-rounded.
Right.
And if you're not getting that extra exposure, then what are we preparing for?
Right. Can I go back to something that you said as it relates to the school dad piece? I have 3 young ladies that I was charged with being their instructor. Mm-hmm. And I turned into their school dad. And believe it or not, we discussed issues that no man has probably told those kids before. And they trusted me. Well, I trusted them to trust me to tell them the truth. And at the end of the school year, they were crying. And none of these girls, it was 2 white girls and a Hispanic girl. And I'm sorry I'm using race, but I'm just trying to make a point. Is that I benefited from engaging with those young ladies, and we all cried because they listened to what I had to say. I'm going to read something right here, and it says that people like me, we bring realism, we bring our culture, we bring things to the table. For example, I'm more likely to get pulled over at night because I'm black. And as a black male, I can bring that to the classroom and explain to the students that they may not have gotten that perspective before. Mm-hmm. You see, we also was talking earlier. Let me go back for a second. My first teaching job, I still remember it like it was yesterday. First, I wasn't prepared. I showed up, hanging out all night. I was about 30. And the school was a charter school. It was predominantly white. I was shocked. And in keeping it real, I didn't think I could do it. Because I was wondering what their perceptions of me was. Mm-hmm. Okay? And it wasn't until the first progress report, it was like, Mr. Craig, this girl adores you. Because as you told me a while back, I keep it real. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want you to know. And that kind of propelled me to be a better person. Because I look at it this way. People like me can be a role model so that you won't look at us stereotypically. All right, folks, I'm back at you again. My name is Joe Craig, along with my special guest, Miss Brianna Gordon. Brianna, let me hit you with this right quick. I'm reading here, as many of our schools have grown more diverse, our teaching population has grown more white. Many argue that this is an issue, especially for minority students who benefit from having teachers who look like them. Obviously, students of color need more teachers of color, but also from that experience, I know the importance of white students having teachers of color too, especially in our current political climate when bullying has grown in the rise in the schools. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, teachers have noted an increase in bullying, harassment, and intimidation of students whose races, religions, nationalities have been the verbal targets of candidates on the campaign trail. I'm not even gonna go political, but here's the point. People like me, in this world that we live in now, I think that we're going back. And you students can benefit from having me because it's not what you see on TV, it's what you see in real life. So do you think that that's gonna make you a better person? Do you think that it's going to help your perception of people that are different from you because you've had the experience?
Yeah, so coming from like my background, I grew up in a school district where I was more of a minority, and it was different, but it didn't feel different. Like there was a lot of tolerance, a lot of acceptance, and no one was really I didn't feel bullied. I don't feel like there was a lot of bullying. We were all there for each other. And then the strange part is I actually went into a predominantly white school, and then that made me feel weird.
Why?
Well, I feel like I had probably 2 black girls in most of
it's
all
okay.
of my
You can say
classes.
black. You're not gonna get in trouble.
Well, I very much respect these women, and so it's anyway. So I felt that's where it gets weird because there's so many white people. I thought that these girls would feel weird, and I didn't want them to that wasn't my perspective, and I didn't want to be categorized in like that, and I don't know. It was different.
Okay.
But I feel like when there is more diversity, that really builds the person, and then it just becomes second nature.
You know what? I agree with that. Here's a funny little caveat. I've been in education for 20 years. And while, I know some of my African American black fan base is going to get mad when I say this, but I'm going to tell the truth. I always do. Got to do it. My most meaningful experiences has been watching a student grow from a puppy into a smart, educated, mature person. And most of my experiences have been with Hispanic and white students. And here's what I mean. So basically, I met you, and you listened, you took the challenge, you took the discussions. I'm gonna go back to what you saying, school daddy. And most of the non-black students that I've had have listened. And I'm not saying the African American kids haven't, but I'm just saying it's just been my skill set that I've been able to take young people, not blacks, and they've grown, they've listened, they've come back over the years, they've asked me questions, they've asked me to write letters of recommendation, and I'm well respected. And I appreciate that. And my point with that being said is that when they do come across people of color, they're going to be hopefully more appreciative with the diversity piece, as you said earlier. And I'm forever, ever thankful for that. And before I got to these articles is print on what I have been thinking. So it kind of made sense to me that people like me can benefit people like you, and people like you can benefit from people like me.
Yeah.
So let's get to the chase. What has been your experience having an African American male teacher who's sitting right in front of you, and you got the right to say it. Keep it real.
All right. Well, I can only talk you up.
Okay. Oh
Even
God.
though- I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Okay, go
You're
ahead.
just so
Go ahead and
great.
say what you gotta say. Go ahead, folks. Go ahead.
He's not twisting my arm. Like I'm not
Yeah.
in pain. It's fine.
Go ahead.
Well, the experience was all positive, and like you were very knowledgeable, and your teaching style I think is what did it because you like asked me to think.
Yes.
If that's weird that a teacher would ask you to think once in a while, but
You know I'm ADHD, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we had thoughtful assignments. We had in-depth research. It wasn't a packet. And I feel like the teaching patterns of like my white teachers, my female teachers, they're like, here's a packet, go do it, and I'll grade it. And that's just how they don't have that extra push and desire to see their students surpass them.
Is it called perfection?
Perfectionism, yeah, maybe.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, I feel like if you're in a little rut and everything's kind of handed to you, and that's just like the economic and dynamic that you grew up in, and you don't change, you're not diverse, you don't have variety, you're gonna pass that on. But I feel like as your teacher and just also being a male, because my male teachers have always like pushed me like, it's a struggle, you want to do something, you have to go get it.
Right.
And I feel like that's what you passed on to me, is that, you know, life's hard. It's not a packet.
No, it's not a packet, and you're gonna have to use your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna go. I gotta. Can I unpeel the onion just a little bit?
Yep.
Okay. So here's the thing, folks. I gotta do it. I gotta tell the truth. So let's just say little Johnny. He's about 3 or 4, and I know that somewhere in his little family cell they got somebody that doesn't, think highly of black people, whatever. I don't know what you say, but I got it early as a male teacher that I wanted to make sure that I was the best that I could be. And when you walked out of my presence, you was gonna say, no, he's not like what we see on TV. No, he can speak. No, he's on his game and he cares. Okay? And so what got me is that if you students could get past that, be in my charge, and then go back to where you live, and am thinking that could produce positivity within your dimension. And then as y'all young people grow up, you're more like to better get involved with people who don't look like you, because you have figured it out, that relationship piece.
Yeah, I feel like that's where the stigma comes in, to where and like young black men, I feel like you get in a rut, and the home norms become your school norms, and
exactly,
they're pretending to be other people. And I know they're very sweet and they care and they have their own personalities and they are smart. They just hide because they feel like they have to stay true to their color, and that they're like somehow betraying it.
Well, you know what?
Do you feel that? Like,
well, you got a good point, but that's another show.
Yeah.
that's we gonna cover that next. But I appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
It's been an interesting experience. This is the first time for me.
Well, you know what? You handled it with charm. And I'm Joe Craig. And thank you for tuning in. I'll be right back. Yeah.